Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the idea of everything being on your side. And I know you've probably heard this before, but like I've just started really implementing this in my life every day. And I promise you it makes the biggest difference, because it's one thing to take an action, but it's another thing to take an action knowing that it's in alignment with where you want to go. Because it's almost like you can work and work and work as hard as you want to work, but if you are working from a place of lack, if you're working from a place of like, this is pointless, or I'm not doing this for any reason, or like this is a useless activity, then you're not really making forward movement towards your goal. But if you start seeing everything in your life, even the random stuff, like the little teeny things, like I said in my other videos about like picking up a sock off the floor, or like going to hang out with your friends, or like going for a walk, or doing like any little thing, if you start seeing that as a step towards where you want to go, then it's almost like you start investing more into where you want to go rather than like where you don't want to go. So you could do the same action, but if you do it in one mindset of like believing in yourself and believing it has a purpose versus the other side of seeing it as pointless, like one of them is going to keep you stuck where you are, the other one is going to move you forward in life. And this is why I say the actions don't matter so much as like how you feel about the action. And I know in one of my other videos, someone said that feeling is not important. I'm like, I strongly believe that feeling is super important, because feeling can 10x your progress. Like whatever you're doing, it can multiply it basically. Because again, if you're doing something from a place of like, this is pointless, this is useless, like you're not getting anywhere in your life, versus like if you start seeing everything. And I mean everything, by the way. Like I'm talking like even the stuff that makes zero sense has a reason for being in your life and is moving you forward. And I started to believe this more and more when like bad things in my life, the things that happened that I didn't like that didn't make any sense. I'm like, why is this happening? Like in the moment, you might freak out and be like, this sucks. But like when you look back on it, it's going to make sense. I promise you. Like everything has a bigger reason. And the way that I can explain this is like, you're seeing the world from your lens, right? Like you're seeing it from a human lens, from a human standpoint, and it's very zoomed in. Like you're like looking at everything like very, very zoomed in, very focused like this. But then your higher self is seeing the whole picture. It's seeing all of it together, the whole world, right? So your higher self can like see how this thing connects to this thing and that connects to that. So like you might not understand why something had to happen a certain way, but like your higher self knows and is leading you in the right direction. So you have to start trusting that everything is happening for you. As in, start to see every single event in your life as on your side. Because I promise you, like you will start to see changes in your life. If you start to see like the random like hanging out with your friends or going to get dinner or something, or like literally doing the most random task, if you start seeing it as like, this has some bigger meaning behind it. Like I know like somehow this is moving me towards where I want to go. And you don't even have to like say it or anything. Just like know that when you're doing it, you will start to see better outcomes in your life, because you're taking away resistance. Like if you start to see everything as working in your favor, then there's no longer any resistance, because resistance is just seeing something and saying, okay, this is working against me. Start seeing things as working for you rather than against you, and you'll start to relieve resistance. You'll start to get rid of resistance, and life will start to feel smoother. And I say this because this is how I feel now. It's like I feel like everything is flowing through me rather than things getting stuck in my head or something. It's like now when I have a situation that doesn't fully go right, I'm like, okay, I don't know why this is happening, but I know that it's for a reason, and like the universe knows something more than I do, and like so I'm gonna end up going where I want to go anyways. Like it's doing something that you might not understand in the moment, but like again, it's like a domino effect in the world, or the butterfly effect. Like something really small can affect something else, and you don't know because you can't see the whole picture. So you just have to trust your higher self in those moments. This is very similar if you've ever heard of like the burnt toast theory. Like when someone had burnt toast in the morning and it made them take longer to leave their house, and then they're running late. But because they were running late, they ended up missing like this accident that could have happened, and they could have been in the accident. So because something bad happened, it prevented them from something even worse happening, essentially. So it's kind of like you have to think about that. Like there are things that you might not understand why they're happening the way they are, but they're in your best interest, even if you don't understand why. Like the universe always has your back. Just remember that. No matter what is happening, even when you think like it hates you or something, just trust that it's happening for a reason. That's really all that I wanted to say in this video or get across. But I know it's such a simple concept, and I feel like everyone talks about this, but it is so powerful. And this is how you build momentum, because you're not just seeing like the actions that you think are useful or moving you forward. You're seeing every action as moving you forward. Even the ones that before you were seeing as a negative, you're now going to turn those, flip them into a positive. If you've ever heard of in the Bible, like Jesus flipping tables, it's like the same idea. You're taking all these negative things that were once working against you and you're flipping them and putting them on your side. So now the whole world is working on your side. Like imagine that like everything in your life is walking this way with you instead of things walking this way trying to prevent you from going somewhere. So start seeing every single thing as on your side. Every single thing, no matter how bad, no matter how weird. And again, from personal experience, I always use this example, but my spinal fusion surgery when I was younger was one of the worst things that happened to me. I remember being like so upset. I had severe scoliosis, found out like instantly. It was just very sudden that it came on, and I had to have surgery immediately. I was 15 years old in school, and I was like, why does nobody else have to deal with this? It's just me, and my body's all messed up and like curved, and it was like the worst time of my life, and I had terrible body image. Like I was like scared for the surgery. They told me like one of the side effects of surgery is like you could end up paralyzed for life, and I was like freaking out about that. But I was a really strong kid, and I told myself, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna cry for one day, and then I'm gonna just make the best of this. And so I decided to film the entire experience and put it on YouTube, and that's actually how I started YouTube. I had a different channel before. And I helped a lot of people who had to go through the same surgery. My doctor ended up using my photo on his wall to show people how fast you can recover from the surgery, because I started weightlifting and bodybuilding after surgery because I wanted to get strong because of the surgery. Before that, I was only into art and singing. So if I hadn't had that surgery, I wouldn't have gotten to weightlifting. I would have not gotten into nutrition, wouldn't have went on bodybuilding.com, started posting recipes, wouldn't have started my blog from there, wouldn't still have that blog today, which is like the thing on the top of the shelf. You see, that's my product that I originally created. The camera's there too from back when I did a lot of filming for my blog. The blog was what bought me this house, and also just got me started into meeting all these people at the gym. That's where I met a lot of my friends. And then I got another job at GNC, working for them for a long time. And then I ended up, getting to all this stuff too, because I got into like the mind and understanding the mind, how it relates to the body. And yeah, I ended up here today. So there's my like short version, long story short, as I always say in my videos. That's my story about how something negative became one of the best things that ever happened to me to this day, like best thing. So yeah, you never know. So trust in the weird stuff, trust in the things that don't make sense, and just know that every single thing is working in your favor. The universe does not want to work against you. It's only the brain that likes to pick up things and be like, this is bad. Every video, he's got to come in at the end. Every video. What do you want to say? Because clearly you got something to say. Anything to the camera? No? Alright, good talk. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Alright, goodbye.